Hello, welcome back, PlayBASIC coders. We are talking website again. Today is the 21st of March 2024. Today I think we've killed most of the bugs in the news editor and the replacement. So we'll have a quick look at this thing here. Our basic editing structure, we can see our output there as well, and we can just do edits here as per the forums now, or pretty much any other system you would have used before. I haven't got our belt full of our tool belt thing here implemented for our article blocks, but that'll come. And right now it's just making sure it's working correctly, which is that was a big problem. There were situations where the article could be deleted as you saved and modified it. That's been corrected. We've got some test stuff in here as always. Let's flip back and go through. So just pick some articles there. So the raw edit and then our display. In the test here, we've got our layout is actually broader than what the current site is. And that will be the objective once we get through the data problems. And this update has really been about not just bringing this new interface for me to maintain this stuff. It's been about correcting the data that makes up the news. So we're eliminating dead links. We're making sure we have the appropriate pictures, and adding things like videos if we have them, or extra pictures if we have those things, because a lot of things were added to after the fact. They were talked about. There's terminology used in places that's been updated. Other things like if there was mentions of commands that were might be in tutorials or these other things. Let's see if we can find one of those. Just step through and go through them. Try that one there. No, the code block's not there. Anyways, where I have used, where I have made tutorials, for example, and then in those tutorials I've mentioned certain commands, and I would normally make them bold or make them red so they stand out. Back in the day, the help files weren't online, so what the converter does, which is this thing over here actually, this is the old news editor. It's very simple. This is converting the data from how it used to be into how it's going to be. So it just runs through all of the records and updates them. It does a bunch of passes over the text. So one of them is eliminating the need for manual breaks between paragraphs, which is annoying. Anyway, so old links have been updated. Pictures that are no longer in use are updated. All these kind of old laborious things. Like there's a good example. We've found some links in this data. Some of those websites no longer exist, so we're redirecting anywhere where we've got a highlighted command there it is there. So in this particular post here from quite a while ago, I've highlighted print and text. So the converter knows these are commands, and will add links to those help files, which is what it's done here, among a million other things there as well. So very handy for doing all that work. Now, what I can do is just go, smiley face. But every time I hit break, what would happen with the old one was that these would all be on one line. All of this text would all be one line. But now you'll see as we resave it, we get a nice end of line behavior. The old site never worked like that. It was very frustrating to copy text around, but now it works the same as the forums, the same as everything else, that was one of the personal peeves that I had. And I think if you're making this editing available to people, that would be very frustrating. That you'd have to manually format the text all the time. Alright, so this is the navigation stuff. I will add these kind of navigation things to the main site. That's the very first post about PlayBASIC. Not much to it. Alright, that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to get to, is that I will show that these things here do work. We can detect when things are inside our post. This is bold. We have some support for this. I'll get an error, hasn't saved this to the database. And display wise, we have those encodings being replaced for us, which is good. There is one situation where this could be annoying. I'll do it here. Let's say you were posting some PlayBASIC code that happens to, I don't know, print out a bunch of common HTML links for whatever reason, Now, if I try and actually save this, we get our error, and it's been occurring because of these things here. Now, even though this occurs inside a PB code block, it will be detected by it. So if you wanted to do that, you've got to kind of make a shortcut. So here I'm splitting that away, adding, and that should save and be okay. I think it doesn't like. No. It's giving us an error, and our PV code block here is okay, and our print is showing through, which is good. Now I wonder if we have a space. I don't have to re-encode those inside code blocks, which is obviously when there's a character beside, in this case the quote character, which is not really correct though, is it? Because we'll output something we don't really want. So you might have to do the CHR value of that for convenience sake. Which is, look, it's ugly for posting code and would look a bit weird in the forum. For the time being, I can't fix that. I can fix it in the long run, but right now, I'm not prepared to. The way you would do it is pretty ugly, but it's possible. The other cool thing is that if you do have these tags in your code and let's say you mistype the last one, it should give us we haven't saved anything to the database, we haven't written anything out, so we haven't corrupted anything. I think that's actually debug code falling through. All right, so yeah, sorry, saying there, error missing closing. So this is the style it's inserted at when the head of that occurs. So we're missing the closing. So everything after that point would be considered to be code. So even if I had, you know, like this is the end of the document. Document. Oh, that'll do us. Spell it wrong, but who cares? We still get our error, but that text will be considered to be part of this because it's not closed off. But that's much better than what we had before, or we didn't have any of that before. You could, if you made a mistake, you wouldn't even know. Document, hit save, and we're okay. Add a picture. You know, this might fail because I think I've tested this upload before. Yeah, I have. I'll try a different one. Try this one. Save that. Okay, now it's attached. What we don't have at the moment is an ability to do like a local image, like to pull in this gallery image here into the article, which I think would be cool. Or even, you know, pull the whole gallery in and display that in certain, like with a layout or something like that. That'd be handy. So you could kind of jazz up posts a bit, and that would then work its way or be more suited to things like doing a tutorial, which is going to have a combination of obviously text, but layout things and pictorial stuff to give someone an idea of what they need to do visually, and probably video elements as well. And even though it's going to be very simple text with, you know, these same controls in it, that would be the best way, I would think. But we'd have to have some way of making sense of that, whether it's, you know, gallery or something, you know, like a gallery block or whatever, and then have a list of maybe some sort of you know, gallery, and then like, you know, layout, you know, 4x3 or something I don't know what it would be, but whatever. After gallery, you could probably have like a list of the images you want displayed, or it would just assume all of the gallery elements that are attached to this post. I mean, who knows, you know. Anyway, I think we've covered all the main stuff. The only thing I care about right now is that it actually works. You can do a delete of that too, by the way. It's deleted from the visual representation, but we have to save it again in order to remove the picture. There is a bug in that. I did notice that before. Is if I delete the file from underneath, which the record points to, it then doesn't know what to do with it. It just thinks there's something broken. But, you know, that's fair enough. It's just how things go, really. All right. So we might have to have strategies for dealing with this very special case when we do have code blocks inside these posts for the time being, but everything else should be pretty good. I've got all the same things, the category selections and our article, and the main byproduct of this is that we can search this stuff easily. So you have to log in and do a search, and you get a result based on here. And I haven't added the search into here at this point because I'm still testing this whole monstrosity. But that'll come through. It's just a matter of porting search at what database you want to search for, and I'll probably make a wrapper of some type to make it very simple for what's calling this search. Search will be deterministic. So no matter what, if I search for sprite collision and you search for sprite collision, you'll get the same results given the same day, same time and conditions. In other words, if the database is the same, you get the same results. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy it's working, and it's a big load off my back, but we haven't got online yet. We haven't actually replaced the news display stuff with the ability to just display these articles down here. The thing about updating the links too, by the way, is in old data, if you don't know, is that when the site is indexed by search engine, it finds a page where a link is on that page to a website that no longer exists, then the page where the link occurs on our page, in other words, is penalised for that. So I've got to be quite careful about having links to content that's no longer available. So that's why I spent all that time, sifting out all the dead links and this stuff here, updating it all, etc. That was going to be the main change, and then changing how the format of the data was like a secondary thing. I did not know it was going to take this long to get to a point where it's stable. I really was starting to get into this probably sometime in November. That's how long it's been. Crazy. Just insane, really. And we're still a ways off, but the form stuff here, I can improve the form stuff through the main site, and those improvements will be seen across everything that uses a form. So that's why I'm wanting to put things like the icon gallery to do things with the article block, till later. That's the reasoning behind wanting to do that. The display stuff, we do need a better visual display on the main form. I think what I will do is I will go to something like this layout here. We'll have like a 10 post thing, which I did with Underwear Design, which is that on that side it just shows the last 10 posts and then lets you step through them if you want to go further than that. In this case here, we'll probably have the same sort of controls, and we'll go with this wider layout. Eventually I want to have the whole template be wider and be flexible enough to contract so it's visible or more mobile friendly. But we can't do that until the data works, so that's kind of it's neither here nor there at the moment. Up until recently, I never even looked at the website on my phone. I don't know why you would, but some people clearly want to. I can think of some things that would be neat to have on the phone. Anyway, for time being, this is where we are. We're back getting something done, and I hope you're having fun, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.